Hello, everyone. Hello, Alex. Do you feel that special chill in the air? It's that time of year again. It feels a little spooky.
Hello, Mia. And hello, everyone. I certainly do. October has a unique atmosphere. It must be because the fun and spooky holiday of Halloween is just around the corner.
Exactly. I see decorations appearing in shops, and there's a real buzz. But for many of our learners around the world, Halloween might be a new or confusing concept. I know it was for me at first. I know it's on October 31st, but where does this strange holiday of costumes and candy actually come from?
That is the perfect question to start with, because the history is what makes it so interesting. Halloween's origins go back thousands of years to an ancient Celtic festival called Samhain, pronounced Samhain.
Samhain. I've never heard of that. What was it about?
It was a festival that celebrated the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, or the darker half of the year. The Celts believed that on the night of October 31st, the boundary between the world of the living and the world of the dead became blurred.
Oh, so that's where the ghosts and spooky things come from.
Precisely. They believed that the ghosts of the dead returned to Earth. To ward off these spirits, people would light bonfires and wear costumes to disguise themselves.
So, dressing up in costumes has been a part of this tradition for a very, very long time. That's fascinating. It's not just a modern invention.
Not at all. It has evolved over many centuries, but the core elements of costumes, spookiness, and community gatherings have remained. So, let's talk about the most visible part of modern Halloween, the costumes.
Yes, this is my favorite part. As you said, the main verb we use is to dress up, and the outfit is called a costume.
That's right. And the variety of costumes is endless. Traditionally, as we mentioned, the theme was scary to frighten away spirits. That's why you still see so many classic scary costumes.
What would be some examples of those classic scary costumes?
You'll always see people dressed up as a ghost, a witch with a tall, pointy hat, a vampire with sharp fangs, a zombie, or a skeleton. These are the staples of Halloween.
I see. The words used to describe these costumes are usually things like scary or spooky. Are there any other good adjectives?
Definitely. You could say a costume is creepy, which means it makes you feel uneasy. Or, if it's a very detailed and impressive costume, you could say it's very elaborate.
But it's not just scary costumes anymore, is it? I see a lot of funny and cute ones too.
Absolutely. That's a huge part of modern Halloween. People dress up as their favorite superhero, a character from a movie, or something funny and silly, like a giant banana. And for children, cute costumes like a princess or a firefighter are very popular.
So, if you were going to a Halloween party this year, Alex, what costume would you choose?
That's a tough question. I think I'd go for a classic. Maybe a vampire. I think it would be fun. What about you?
I think I'd want to be a superhero, Maybe Wonder Woman. It would be an elaborate costume. So, if I see a friend in a great costume, what's a good compliment to give them?
You can say things like, "Wow, your costume is amazing," or "That's so creative." For a scary one, "You look terrifying," is actually a big compliment on Halloween.
Okay, so costumes are for everyone, but for children, the main event is getting candy, right? Let's talk more about trick or treating.
Yes, this is the most iconic Halloween activity for kids. As we explained, children in costume go from house to house, ring the doorbell, and shout, "Trick or treat!"
I have a question about that. Do children actually play tricks or pranks if they don't get a treat?
That's a great question that many learners have. In the past, hundreds of years ago, pranks were a bigger part of the tradition. But today, the trick part is almost entirely symbolic. It's just part of the phrase. It would be considered very rude for a child to actually play a trick.
So it's really all about the treat. What happens from the homeowner's perspective? What do they say and do?
The homeowner will usually open the door and compliment the children on their costumes. They might say, "Oh, look at all the spooky ghosts," or "My, what a beautiful princess."
That's so sweet. And then they give them candy?
Yes, they'll hold out a big bowl of candy and say, "Here you go," or "Help yourself." Sometimes, if they want to be fair, they'll say, "Just take one, please." The children will take their candy, things like chocolate bars, lollipops, or gummy bears, and then they should always say, "Thank you, Happy Halloween."
It sounds like a really wonderful and safe community event. A great way for kids to have an adventure and, of course, get lots of delicious candy.
Now, to make trick-or-treating fun, the neighborhood needs to look the part. That's where decorations come in. And the most important decoration is the jack-o'-lantern.
Right, the pumpkin with a face carved into it. Is it difficult to carve a pumpkin?
It can be. It takes some work. You have to cut the top off, scoop out all the seeds and pulp inside, and then carefully carve a face into the shell. People use small knives and special tools. It's a very popular family activity.
And the goal is to make it look spooky?
Spooky, funny, happy, any design works. But the classic jack-o'-lantern has a spooky smile. The tradition comes from an old Irish folk tale, and they were originally meant to scare away evil spirits.
It's amazing how all these traditions have a history. What about other decorations? Some people make their houses look like a real haunted house, don't they?
Yes, some people go all out. A haunted house is a house that is believed to be visited by ghosts. So for Halloween, people decorate their homes to look haunted. They'll put up fake spider webs in the corners, hang plastic bats and spiders, and maybe even put fake tombstones in their front yard.
That sounds both creepy and incredibly fun. I'd love to see a neighborhood like that.
So, trick-or-treating is for kids. What about teenagers and adults? What do they do for Halloween?
That's a good question. They don't go from door to door asking for candy, right?
No, not usually. The most popular activity for adults is a Halloween party. Friends will get together, all dressed in costumes. Often, there's a costume contest, where the person with the best or most creative costume wins a prize.
That sounds like a lot of fun. What else?
Watching scary movies is another huge tradition. In all of October, TV channels will play classic horror films and people will have movie marathons with their friends. Do you like scary movies, Mia?
I'm a bit of a scaredy cat. I prefer spooky comedies. But I do love the idea of Halloween-themed food, like cookies shaped like ghosts or cupcakes with orange and black frosting.
Yes, baking-themed treats is also very popular. Finally, let's cover a few simple phrases you will hear. The most important one, of course, is what you say to people on the day.
That would be Happy Halloween, right?
Exactly. It's the standard greeting for the day. You might also hear, "Have a spooky night," as a fun way of saying goodbye in the evening. And to children who are trick-or-treating, you would say, "Stay safe."
Wow, I feel like a Halloween expert now. That was an amazing deep dive. Let's try to do a quick review.
It was a lot, but we can do it. We learned that Halloween comes from an ancient festival, and that's why we dress up in costumes. We learned about the tradition of trick-or-treating, where kids get candy.
We also learned about carving pumpkins to make jack-o'-lanterns and using spooky decorations like spiderwebs and skeletons.
And we covered activities for adults, like Halloween parties and costume contests, as well as the most important greeting, Happy Halloween!
Now, we have our fun question for you, our wonderful viewers. In the comments below, please tell us, if you could wear any costume for Halloween, what would you be? A classic vampire? A funny character? A superhero?
Use your imagination and write your answer in English. We absolutely love reading your creative ideas. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Halloween culture and language,
Please give this video a big thumbs up by clicking the like button, share it with a friend, and of course, subscribe to Mr. Guru English for more lessons every week.
we hope you have a fun and spooky rest of your day.
Happy Halloween! And see you all in the next lesson.